Hello everyone and welcome back once again to DCS. Today we're going to be doing another Mi-24P Hind quick tutorial, and we're just going to be doing a quick startup guide on this helicopter. There is one out there available from the Eagle Dynamics team, but as per usual with my channel I like to do my own quick startup guide. Not to say that there's anything wrong with the one at Eagle Dynamics. There are people who made this module. Matt Wagner, I'm sure, knows that aircraft forwards, backwards, and sideways, but I still just like to do my own startup guides. So, let's, without further ado, hop inside. I'm actually gonna, before we do that, I'm gonna open our cargo doors. Just, I don't know. Or visual aesthetic, under the moonlight, nighttime startup, that sort of deal. Anyway, let's head inside. We'll turn on our flashlight with the left Alt and L Lima key. Go ahead and hide our seat, which you can do by either clicking in this area here or by just pushing the backspace key. I'm going to go ahead and turn on our power, main battery bus, and then we've got two big circuit breaker panels on each side. You can either individually flip all of these on if you want, but I like the big pulley thing. I agree. Okay, inverters are next. Then I'm going to turn on our red cockpit lights so we can see a little bit better. That Ural over there is going to drive away with no headlights on. That's just... it's just not safe. What are you doing? Anyway, fuel pumps will be next. And we will open the shutoff valves as well. Next we're going to come down to our engine and APU control system here. We're going to start our APU. That should auto start. You can see we have auto on and we're waiting for, you saw our lights dim a little bit. It's just starting up. Your light brightens up a little bit as the APU spools itself back into life. Or not back into life, spools itself to life. So we've got good APU light. We'll turn the APU gens on and our rectifiers. And I'm actually going to close our canopy, and then I'm going to head to the forward canopy, close his door. Okay, so now we have some power to the aircraft. I'm going to go ahead and turn on our beacon lights. I'm going to turn our formation lights to dim, and I'm going to turn our navigation lights to bright. Just so people know we're getting ready to start up the aircraft. Our SIC, our gunner's cockpit is open. Okay, anyway. So, external lights are on. We'll leave the cockpit doors open for now. Or the, not the cockpit doors, the crew doors open for now. Back over here, make sure I have everything configured the way we want for a start. Which I believe we do. So I'm actually gonna turn up our voltage for, or turn up our transformers for our lighting situation here, as well as the left-hand side. It's different voltage settings, I think ranging from like half a volt up to like 20 volts or something like that. 0.6 up to 6 for those, and then these are 8 to 20. So with that, I'm actually going to shut our flashlight off. Then I'm going to come disable our rotor brake. And then I'm going to leave it in the left engine detent, and we're going to go ahead and click on start. And we're going to come back to our engine display here, and we're looking at this gauge here. We'll actually turn our flashlight back on. So we're at 20%, or when we get to 20%, we'll go ahead and introduce fuel. There's 20%. Fuel's coming on. You can hear the light off. We'll watch these numbers start to climb. Make sure we don't get a hot start. And we should see rotor rotation, which I do now. There it is. Let that keep spinning. We'll turn on our little fan here once we get generator power. Very similar to starting the Mi-8, this aircraft, as far as a engine operation stance. Okay, that's engine 1 started. We'll go ahead and switch to our right-hand engine and do the same thing. Hold the start button briefly, wait for 20%. And so there's 20%. We will introduce our fuel. Good light. There's the light. Just creeping. Jump is slowly climbing, just falling back down, which is what we want. Let's do it for engine 2 to accelerate. There she goes. Okay, so I'm going to come back over to our electronics panel. Left engine stabilized. I'm going to turn our left generator on. And our right engine stabilized. I'm going to turn our right generator on. Maybe I did that prematurely. Yep, you have to throttle up first. What am I doing? Okay, so we're stabilized at a healthy RPM here. Now I'm going to come down to these two guys and advance them to the full power position. So right now we're sitting kind of halfway between. We want to be closer to that 100%. Not over it, but close to it. I like hearing this from the outside, so we're going to go outside. Let's go ahead and close up those doors as well. And let's advance those throttles to 100%. Ready? Here we go. Oh, that dimmer gets old. Okay, so we're up to close to 100%, about 90% now on the throttles. We'll go ahead and turn our transformers to main, shut off our inverters, shut off our APU gen, and actually shut off the APU. Cool. Come to our radio navs. We'll turn some light on for the folks in the back. Turn on all of these guys. We might come back and end up turning off the warning signal switch. That's for the RWR up here. Turn that to night mode. So you're going to be hearing a lot of that while we're getting set to go here, and it just gets annoying after a while. So I don't want to deal with it. You don't want to deal with it. No one wants to deal with it. So doing a little bit of housekeeping stuff here. This is not essential for your flight. Essentially what I have down here, these are my weapon ornament options. So I turned on my weapon camera, which is, I don't think is fully functional right now, or not fully implemented. I turned on our sight power, and then I set our weapon fire control, that's similar to a master arm, to on. And then there goes our RWR I was telling you about. And then I set all of our lamp crosshair controls to lamp versus the backup. And then I just dim the lamp a little bit. We're going to turn off our warning signal. Normally you would not do that, but in this case, yeah, I'm gonna do that. Next up, let's take care of our gyros. So you can see we have gyros 1 and 2 failed. We just need to recage them. So we'll recage 2, we'll recage 1. Those will extinguish. Just looking for other warnings. I'm not worried about that one. Doors unsealed. We'll go ahead and do that. That's down here. Doors are now sealed. With our gyros recaged, we can now take care of our autopilot options. Turn all of those on. Maybe not yaw. I think there's a yaw dampener or something we have to do. I swore you could do yaw. Ah. Oh well. We're not going to use autopilot anyway, so... I know, it's unlikely to not want to use autopilot. We'll turn on our signal flares. Again, not planning on using those, but we can. And then let's head up to the front cockpit. These are a little bit darker. Turn our flashlight back on. Get some lighting going on. Red dome light. Turn our fan on. I'm not really going to bother with a whole bunch of stuff up here. None of this is essential for flying. So, it's just housekeeping stuff. In fact, I don't think... Oh, it is okay. Okay. Right, back to our main cockpit. That should be just about everything. We have our electrics set the way we want, our bleed air, set air conditioning on, we'll turn our filter on, set it to condition, we'll set our temp select to automatic. You can obviously adjust your temperatures needed. As far as I know, there's no adverse effects to having your temperature set too hot or too cold, but you know, it's a little mimic thing, or gimmick thing, whatever you want to call it. And that should be about it. So I'm going to go ahead and turn on our taxi and our nav lights. Taxi and our nav. Taxi and our landing lights. Swing our gear light out. Turn on, we're ready to get taxi in here. Swing it to the right just a little bit. Sounds like we've got two lights either side. I don't know. Anyway, back inside. Very last thing we need to do before we get underway is we need to release our wheel brakes. It's just bound to the W key by default. You can change that to whatever you want, and then that is going to be it. Our helicopter will start rolling, and we will be underway. I'm going to shut off that big dome light, shut off our flashlight, and power out of here. Just like that. Great gear coming in. As I've said in many of my other videos, I am not the best helicopter pilot by any stretch of the imagination, but get us off the ground, so that's, you know, pluses where pluses are due, I suppose. That's it. You're up in the air in your Hind. You followed that combobulation of steps that I just went through. Anyway, that is going to do it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and as always, I will catch you in the next video. Take it easy.